Exactly 2 weeks since a deadly confrontation at a home in Burnsville claimed the lives of 3 emergency responders. The team killed trying to protect children in a house barricaded with a well-armed gunman inside. For the first time this weekend, the widow of one of those men is sharing her heartbreaking story with Fox 9's Paul Bloom.
Tonight, in her own words, Cindy Elmstrand Castrita talks about the love of her life, Paul Elmstrand, and the loss that has shattered her young family.
Beep, beep. I honestly cannot say enough.
Pass the grapes of wrath.
To describe how great of a father he was.
I think it's funny that Teddy always wears little teddy bear Crocs.
We were just such a great team when it came to parenting together. Yeah, and it's definitely very daunting to think of how I'm going to do it by myself moving forward. I had a pretty big fear of the police, so for that reason I already had like this just negative relationship with police officers, and so I didn't love the idea of it. But I knew Paul. I'd grown up with Paul. I knew the kind of person he was, and I thought if anyone should be a police officer, it's him, because he's kind and understanding, and he's confident but doesn't have an ego.
Chief, I think Paul would have made an excellent sergeant.
Just before 2 a.m., someone inside the home called 911, reporting that an armed man was barricaded inside with family members.
7 kids they went to protect that morning. Is that, and obviously it's his job, but is that Paul? Is there nothing more noble than that?
I think that Paul would have done that for 1 kid, you know, or 2, or yeah, or just a mom, or anyone. I don't think that it mattered how many kids it was. I think that he valued human life, and when he vowed to protect, to serve and protect, he meant it, and he was going to do that, even if it put his life on the line. I always told him, I know that you're brave, and I know that you love your job, but please try to not be too brave. I know my husband. He was perfectly calm and collected. Like, he was not scared. And I know that he probably thought in that moment everything was going to be just fine. I'm with the people who I trust. We've trained together. We know what to do. And I think it really was just something unexpected that turned ugly really quickly. Yeah, definitely the forces of evil. He just was home. He's home. He was like home base for all of us, and it just feels like that's been, you know, ripped away.
Officer Matthew Ruge, badge 45-183. Officer Paul Elmstrand, badge 45-176. And firefighter Adam Finseth, badge number 83, have answered their final call. These men responded together, laid down their lives for one another, and died doing what they were called to do.
No one gives you a handbook of how to deal with something like this, and you know, as many times as Paul and I talked about it, I never thought that it would be him.
And again, that was Paul Elmstrand's widow, who shared her story with Fox 9's Paul Bloom. You can find all of our coverage on this story on fox9.com.